We spend our lives chasing success. Yet the thought that drives us most is the one we almost never face. Every choice, every ambition, bends quietly around a single fear we refuse to name. You've felt it. That subtle pressure beneath your goals. The quiet unease that no achievement fully silences. Ernest Becker's The Denial of Death pulls back the curtain on that hidden force, revealing why we live the way we do, and what is really steering our decisions. This is Beyond the Books. And here's the summary of The Denial of Death. Human beings live in a paradox we rarely admit, even to ourselves. We ache to endure, to matter, to last. And yet, we carry the unspoken knowledge that one day we will die. This is where Becker begins. Death is not just an event waiting patiently at the end of the line. It is a quiet pressure beneath every decision, every ambition, every fear. Even when we pretend it isn't there, most people plan their lives as if death is a distant rumor, but behave as if it is standing right behind them. We tell ourselves fear of death only surfaces in emergencies. A health scare, a plane dipping in turbulence, a funeral. But the truth is subtler, more persistent. The denial of death is the hidden engine of human behavior. As children, life feels endless. A single summer day is an eternity. We run, we climb, we fall. Fragile bodies but untouchable spirits. There is no clock in the mind yet. Then, one ordinary day, the realization arrives. A goldfish floating still at the top of the bowl. A grandparent's chair suddenly empty. A whispered question to a parent. Will you ever die? Time collapses. We see for the first time that we are temporary. The body we live in will decay. The people we love will vanish. This is the first existential shock. So heavy that the mind refuses to hold it for long. So the psyche does something extraordinary. It builds a quiet defense system. It begins to construct symbolic shields to protect us from the unbearable truth. Becker calls these immortality projects. They are the invisible architecture of a human life. Careers, families, religions, nations, art, online personas. At their core, each one is a bid for symbolic survival. We chase meaning because meaning feels like permanence. If my name matters, if my work outlives me, if my tribe endures, then some part of me escapes death. Every dream we chase carries the echo of, please, let me leave a mark. Scroll through social media for 10 minutes and you can see it. Profiles polished like memorials. Status updates written like inscriptions. Even the urge to post a photo, to capture, to be witnessed, to say I was here, is part of this quiet survival instinct. Consider the person who climbs relentlessly in their career. They might call it passion, or curiosity, or financial freedom. But beneath the surface is a deeper current. A hunger to matter. A need to become more than a birth certificate and a stone. A hope that if they achieve enough, some piece of them will echo beyond the body. Ambition often begins as a defense against disappearing. Without that undercurrent, the grind would feel empty. We aren't just chasing money or recognition. We are chasing evidence that our life will leave a trace. Why does this work? Because the human brain cannot hold the full weight of mortality for long. If we stared at it constantly, we would collapse. Instead, we redirect that energy into symbolic survival. We build layers of meaning. We attach our identities to causes, stories, and legacies. We whisper to ourselves, If I can't live forever biologically, I can live forever symbolically. Here's the part most people miss. Immortality projects aren't just personal. They are cultural. Civilization itself is, in Becker's view, a shared system of death denial. It hands us roles: parent, soldier, creator, citizen. It hands us scripts. Follow this path, and your life will matter. Think of the soldier who dies for a flag, the saint who sacrifices for their faith, the entrepreneur who works decades to build something that outlasts them. Each is participating in a cultural promise. Do this well, and a part of you will live beyond you. Every culture is a story about how not to vanish, but every system casts a shadow. When your immortality project feels threatened, when someone questions your faith, your work, your tribe, your flag, it does not just feel like disagreement. It feels like danger. History is littered with the wreckage: wars, persecutions, rivalries, all fueled by the collision of death denial systems. If your belief is the scaffolding that holds your fear in place, anyone shaking that scaffolding feels like an existential threat. Many arguments aren't about who is right. They are about who gets to feel safe from death. And here is the trap. The very thing that protects us psychologically also imprisons us. Immortality projects stabilize life, but they can keep us unconscious. We chase approval, cling to ideologies, and perform roles we never truly chose, all to keep the quiet fear at bay. When those symbolic shields crack, we feel it instantly. Existential anxiety, the raw, unarmored awareness of mortality, rushes in. Picture someone who gave everything to their career, only to retire and feel hollow. Or a lifelong believer, whose faith begins to shake. Or a parent whose children leave home, and their purpose evaporates overnight. These are collapses of the death denial system. The story that once protected them falters, and the truth rises, quiet and cold. I will die, and nothing I build can fully save me. But here is the part most people never hear. Seeing death clearly does not destroy you. Confronting it can become the key to truly living. Awareness of mortality is not cruelty, it is clarity. When we recognize our immortality projects, we can choose them consciously, instead of being unconsciously trapped by them. Take art. An unconscious artist may chase fame as armor, their worth rising and falling with applause. A conscious artist creates from a different place. They know their work is a dialogue with impermanence. They create not to escape death, but to touch life more vividly. The art becomes a bridge, a conversation between the finite and the infinite. Here is the practical shift. When you see the system at work, you can loosen your grip. You can notice when your life has become a performance for the future, instead of an experience of the present. Am I living to avoid death, or to inhabit this life fully? Becker called the answer heroic awareness, a life that acknowledges mortality, yet moves forward with intention, not fear. And as your awareness expands, you start to notice it in everyone: the angry driver, the scrolling teenager, the ambitious executive, the preacher, the skeptic, the influencer refreshing their notifications. Every one of them is carrying the same quiet terror, the wish not to disappear. The world is full of people pretending they are only busy, when they are really trying not to die. To live fully is not to conquer death, and it is not to hide from it. It is to integrate it. When death moves from shadow to companion, life sharpens. A conversation with a friend feels sacred. A sunset feels heavier. Love stops being about possession and starts being about presence. We no longer need the world to remember us forever, because we are finally awake to the miracle of being here. Even for a moment. Life doesn't need to last forever to be complete. It only needs to be lived while it's yours. We spend our lives pretending we're infinite. But the moment we face our mortality, life comes into focus. Right now, write one sentence that begins with, "If I only had a year to live, I would finally..." Let that sentence exist. Let it unsettle you. Let it guide your next move. Comment your sentence below. Naming it is the first step to living it. Like this video, subscribe to Beyond the Books. And if there's a book you want us to unravel next, tell us in the comments. Live aware. Live awake. Live beyond the books.